Hi, we're going to do one more today. It's kind of a rainy day, I can't get outside, so let's do a little more looking at our leaf shapes and leaf margins. Again, if you email me at our Junior Master Gardener site, so Sevier County Junior Master Gardeners, so address is scjrmg@gmail.com, and I will send you copies of handouts that I've used in the past. This would be one. It's simplified, but it works really well. Things to look at and what they would be called as we get started into identifying trees by their leaves. So you can see different shapes are going to have different names. If you look at the veining, you can have net-like veining. You can have the midrib. You can have parallel, where that comes all the way, the veins just parallel straight down the leaf. If you look at leaf shape, we can have a hand shape. We can have spear-shaped, heart-shaped, rounded leaves. Of course, the needles. We have pinnate, if you think it's pointed like a pin. Ovate. Some of the names describe exactly what you're looking at. And then the arrangement of the leaves. So if you only have one, of course, we're simple, but let's look at the compound, because that's what I'm going to talk about here. Compound can be different configurations. So depends on how those leaflets come in and attach. Let's look at some of the samples I have here. Here's a Buckeye off my tree, missing a leaflet, but I wouldn't have room for it anyway. It broke off. There are 5 leaflets on a Buckeye, and if you look at how they come in, these are all attached with no bud again. The bud would be at the end of the petiole as it attaches to the stem. So 5 leaflets centered around here, so we would call that a palmate configuration. Compound, if you think about your fingers spreading out and attaching at the palm, you can remember that. We've talked about black locust before, and the black locust has many little leaflets attached opposite or alternating. Opposite. Okay. So we actually have one leaf. There's the bud down here. Multiple leaflets, and then we have a second leaf with multiple leaflets. Bud down here. Oh, and I'll give you one more term, because we know it's a petiole as it attaches to the stem, but when you have spaces like this in between these leaflets, are called a rachis. So let's go back to, let's see, we've done oak. We're looking at some of our other compounds. Now this one's going to get harder and harder to find. This is the green ash. Usually 7, sometimes 9 leaflets on a leaf. This is the dead one in my front yard, so the leaf bud would have attached up here, and so we have the petiole, and then we have the rachis in between our leaflets. Now look at the size of this. Ash is big. This is all one leaf. Compound, 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 compound leaf. Okay, I also have hickories in my yard. Again, I'm missing one. I think it's floating. I think I found it. I need to take them down when I put them in, I think, or something. But look at this configuration, because we have 3 rather close together. Then we have a rachis and 2 that would be opposite each other, and then our petiole down to the bud. See how narrow and pointed the pigments. What I have in my yard, though, are shagbark. I have shagbark everywhere. And again, your hickories, you'll have 3 at the top, you'll have the rachis with the space, and then you'll have the 2 here. Occasionally there might be 2 more down here, but most of the time it's the 5 leaf on the shagbark. Shagbark, serrated edges. See the serrations. Okay, you see that? And we're going to look closer at those as we get into how to tell all these hickories and things apart. Compound's also going to include black walnut and pecan, white walnut. This one got beat up, so I'm going to have to find a new sample. White walnut is much harder to find. If you find one, please let me know. Mocker nut, I've also not had a lot of luck finding and identifying. So if you find that, let me know, because I'm still filling in my own book. Pecan. There's actually a pecan tree behind the community center. If you walk around the community center, I'm not trying to describe it, between the community center and the police station, I think is where it is, but there's a pecan there, so if you're looking for one of those. And again, we're going to have a compound. These are more pinnate, aren't they? We come out narrower, and again we have a very, very fine serration on the leaves. Multiple leaflets, I should say, on the leaflets on this leaf. Bud would be down here and attach. So, compound versus simple.